I was a little puffy today. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful ladies, wonderful gents. I was a little puffy. That is because when you don't rely on the system, you have to put in a little extra work if you want to sit in your own vehicle, have your own business. My vehicle is my business. And if times get rough, my vehicle will be my home. We don't play because we understand what the crisis represents. We understand what the problem is. We just talk about food crisis. But ladies and gentlemen, first, good afternoon, beautiful ladies, wonderful gents. I just need you to truly understand where we at. We are talking food crisis, but yet and still this food crisis is beyond putting in your mouth. This food crisis consists of how you're going to get your food. This food crisis consists of the amount of money that you're going to spend, like I say, to get your food. We talk about traveling. So we talk about gas for those who drive. For those who don't drive, we talk about gas for the public services. They have to pay for gas too. Households is one entity, but you talk about business as the next entity, which represents the the whole economic structure. Households is a huge entity though, because households is a form of business when you're looking at this economic slavery. So they try to figure out how they can enslave the households. Because once you can enslave the households, then you can enslave all businesses who's reliant on a system. Those individuals who keep the world going on is those individuals who's not plugged into the system. You guys gotta understand what really keeps the world going is those who's not plugged into the system. Mm. Because control is control, and when you don't have control of something, then it's out of control. But is out of control negative in this crisis? Because as for me, you would say I'm out of control. I'm not plugged into the system. But I have receipts and receipts and receipts and receipts. I paid taxes from the money I spent, which is helping the economy grow. Then you have those who are plugged into the system who are part of the households. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that touchy topic because that touchy topic is what is really hurting the system. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about $86 billion that's being allocated from the government. $86 billion yearly is being allocated from the government. Now I'm gonna say government, and then I'm gonna say government represents dad. Government is father. Okay. And like when you have your own money, that's one thing. But when you have dad's money, you spend it frivolously. You just spend it because it's dad's money. And when everybody can spend dad's money, because dad got $86 billion for you to spend, the devil will show his face and say, hey, I can maximize off of this. And that's where that supply and demand curve come in. We talk about supply and demand curve that consists of you and I, human beings. How you can control this human being supply and demand curve. And ladies and gentlemen, you do it through this thing called economic, like inductors. It's what you can do off of the humans to increase your economic control through wealth. And that's where we at. And so we talk about this $86 billion that they are playing. They it's like you playing you rolling dice. and you say, who got bank? And the government dad says, I got bank. And you roll the dice with the government. And they got $86 billion to roll with. What eventually happens is that you just get in control. You get in line. You play. You get in goose step. You know what I'm saying? And you just following goose steps, and you just start to do what the government do. You start playing the government's game because you're like, I'm gonna win with the government, and that's what's been going on forever, for too long. The real fathers of the household has been kicked out. The real fathers of the households, the men who produce these children, are now kicked out, and now the government is in control with $86 billion to allocate to our women, especially, mainly our women. There's a small, there's men and women in the world. There's a small percentage of men. Yes, yes, hell yes. But when we talk about this economic slavery and control of the household, the best way they can control the household with economic slavery, because there's a war on us right now, folks. There's a war. There's an economic war on us, and it's the battle of the household. Because once they can control the household, they can control the businesses, they can control the flow of the economy 1000%. That's what they've been working on for the last 70 years. Strongly. Over 100, I mean, hundreds of years. But in the last 70 years, they put in place this silent weapon, that we don't even see. It's mass destruction, folks. It's a weapon of mass destruction. $86 billion every year and counting to go towards this weapon of mass destruction. And once we all can understand that, then we would realize where we at. Advertising to make you want to buy, to make you become a consumer. So let's go back to the households, because we talk about consumerism and we talk about control. And the best way we can control you is through food. And one of the most important things of life is food. You can work all day, you can have a lot of money, but if you don't eat, you might not be able to see the next day to spend and to enjoy it, because you might get yourself sick and then you might die eventually if you don't eat. So once they can control food and they can control the household and the head of the household, which is now mommy, and mommy's a lot of times panic. Mommy get nervous. And when mommy panic and get nervous, she do what she needs to do. She go out there and get food for the kids, because that's what it's about. And when she panics is when she don't have food for the kids. And what allow mommy to have food for the kids is dad, the government. And the government has been taking care of the household for many, many years, for decades. Dad has no longer has a real father has no real say in the majority of the households, because the fake father is in control, and he's there every month faithfully. He gives you a EBT card, and he gives you this EBT card so you can go to the store and you can eat nutritionist food. You know what I'm saying? Nutritional food. That's what they give you this EBT card for, so you can eat nutritional food. You remember, it's a nutritional assistant program, right? So when they give you this, they saying, hey, go eat good. But who's eating good, really? When you go through people's cupboards, you go through their cabinets, refrigerators, you don't see nutritional food. You see sugar. You see artificial flavors. You see garbage. And because They know that, a lot of people like meat. The price of meat is out of control because they know that they control the price because they are the one who allocate the money for it. So you got to understand the bank is in full control. So your food is going to be what they wanted it to be because the money's coming back to them. If you understand what I'm saying, it's business. And the households are the ones who is keeping this business going. As long as you are reliant on that EBT card, and as long as you are going out there and recklessly being a consumer, recklessly buying, you got your deep freezers, you just fully fucking loaded with all this food outdated. No, it's not gonna go back, it's in the freezer, but do you understand that you shop so much that you are fully loaded with frozen meats and frozen fish sticks and garbage? Don't you understand that all you did was made the government richer again? The 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 government's affiliates richer again? The ones who support the government, the ones who lobby the lobbyists, the ones who are the businesses that reap the benefits of what the government is putting out there for the households. You understand what I'm saying? For the households to gobble up, for the households to be consumers, to shoot it back to the lobbyists, for the lobbyists to grow and become greedy. You understand? Greedier, and just keep allocating more money to the government so they can keep growing. And then the government keep allocating more to you because that's the cycle that they got going on. And that's the economic war that we're battling, folks. And you, the households, you, the EBT holders, it's your fault. Touchy topic. It's your fault because you never sat back in economics when you was in high school and paid attention to the supply and demand curve. You didn't sit back and go to consumer math. You didn't have consumer math and understand budgeting. You didn't pay attention properly because you are now the future. We are the future. We are the living proof of what past history said that it was going to be because we were going to be nothing but consumers. So as long as the households are in full control by the system, you will continue to watch what they call inflation. But once you resist, once you rebel, once you repel from what they keep giving you, once you swat it away, once you say no, and once you women welcome back in the fathers in the households, once you fathers become fathers to go back into the households, once you just wake the fuck up and start doing traditional family rituals, that means dad, head of the house, dad is a provider, mom is a supporter, mom is a provider because she is following the head of the house and they are providing together. Once we can have that old family ritual going back into the households, that can shake the system. And that's the only way. That's the only way. That is the only way we are going to see prices go back down. See, I'm trying to help you understand that there's a crisis and greed is going to only exceed. The only way you can deplete greed is when you fight greed. As long as you go along with it and you say it is what it is, you stupid coons. As long as you say it is what it is, you fools, that allows the demon to get stronger. This is spiritual warfare. This is economic warfare. See, spiritual warfare is about the battle of economics, about battle of starving the people out. It's a crisis, folks. We talk about starving the people out. And once you can starve the people out, once you can starve the people out, they will do any and everything you want them to do. If you want them to stay home, they will stay home. If you want them to go out, they will go out. If you want them to wear a mask, they will wear a mask. Folks, this war on humanity has another a bright side to it, because you have people like myself and others. There's many others who's talk and talk, walk and walk, trying to lead you in the right manner. And I ain't talking about being a leader. I'm just talking about lead you in the right path. Like, yo, I know some, yo, this way, yo, this way. But you must listen. You must get it. You must get it through your thick skull, because they really put concrete around your mind. They put steel around your brain, and it's holding in like a magnetic field. It's like they gave you a helmet, like Magneto, but this helmet that they put on your heads, your minds, is to keep you in a dead state where you just are a consumer, and that's all you do. You just consume. And I'm trying to break that spell off you, because, ladies and gentlemen, this war must be fought. And the first stages of the war is to rebel. We must rebel from ourselves. If you have a gut, rebel from your card. Take that card and just cut it in half. If you know that you eat good and you've been eating good, because I'm going to break shit down for us, folks, okay? If you know you've been eating good, it's time for a world fasting. We must fast for a hot minute. We must rebel from the Chinese restaurants for a hot minute. We must rebel from these corner stores for a hot minute. We must rebel from Walmart for a hot minute. We must rebel. My dad used to fish. My dad was a fisherman. We also had a fish market in the 80s. Yeah, in the 80s. My dad was a fisherman. He always went fishing. One time I remember going fishing with him, I caught 5 fish. So I guess I can fish as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your men and your boys to men, to start becoming fishermen again. We must go out there and fish. We must have fishing parties. We must get boats, not cars, boats. We must learn the waters before the waters get poisoned. If we're going to stockpile on food, let's stockpile on fish that we caught, because the days is way later than what you think, and there is a food crisis out there. When I put together my program, it's called the Living Care Plan. I designed it a couple years ago for this crisis. I knew it was coming down the road, because I see things, I forecast. And when I looked at, what they allocate, through EBT, it was like 240 a month, 120 per person, some shit like that, 240 something. And then when they did the breakdown, what is it, $1.40 per meal? $1.40 per meal. That's not like going to a Chinese restaurant per meal. That's buying food per meal and being able to eat it. So $1.40 per person is what they have us in control. Okay, well, you in control, because I never had a card. You are in control for $1.40 a meal. So for $1.40 per person, that's some hamburger and some pasta. Okay, folks, that has you in control. And that's the war that we are fighting. We are really fighting ourselves. That's the real war, because we are our own enemies. You are your own enemies. We are our own enemies. And once we can understand that the war starts with yourself first, you must battle your demons inside. You must battle the greed from within inside. You must battle all the lust from within inside. You must battle even the anger and pain that puts you in a position where you got to go out there and buy something, buy some ice cream, go buy some food, just go buy some, trade in your EBT money for cigarettes or weed and drugs and alcohol. Yo, folks, this game is real. And we must fight and battle whatever's inside of us that's causing us to become that consumer, that got them to be in control of us. Because as long as they know what our spending habits is about and know what we have desires and passions for, and they know this because they have the technology to know this, because it's in your hand, it's your phones. They listen to what you want every day. They listen to what you talk about. Then they send you the advertisement. That's the silent weapon. So as long as they can have that control over you and you can't fight it and you can't resist it, you can't rebel against it, they will always have you in control. And you will always be that consumer that keeps them in power of you. But once you can start fighting your demons inside and have a fasting mind state and body, then you will no longer be that consumer. And then the price will go down. The only reason why prices going up is because of greed, and they have so many consumers. So they are making their price skyrocket on everything. But once they have no more consumers and they have nothing but product, and they have a surplus of product, and they have no demand for the product they have, they must drop their price. That's economics, folks. That is the only way we can get the prices of food and services to go back down. We have to rebel from it. We have to do it the old Martin Luther King boycott way. We must boycott ourselves. Can you do that? Why you should do that? Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me text it first. Let me text this first. Why you should do this? Why you should have this worldwide fast? For the majority of you, this is why you should do this. For the majority of you, the reason why you should do this is because of this. The majority, you have kids. I'm sitting in the car, I'm looking at the little girl, she's in the street, and she's about 3 now. She's about 3. Last year she was 2. This year she's 3. By the time she's 18, that's 15 years from now, okay? If you and I do not resist and rebel now, what will be the price of bread and eggs for this little 3-year-old girl? I'm looking at. Now, for all you people out there who have children, in the next 15 years, what would they be paying for gas? What would they be paying for eggs and bread? And if you are eating healthy and if you are still living right and you're still alive 15 years from now, how much are you willing to be paying for eggs? How much are you willing to be paying for bread? How much are you willing to be paying for gas? What are we thinking right now? Not preparing the table, not preparing the table before in the presence of our enemy. Why are we not preparing our own tables right now? We see our enemies are fighting us. Why are we not preparing our tables for our future? Why are we not preparing the table for our children? Why are we sitting back thinking that, ooh, more mother effing Johnson plan of building a school is something wrong, but yet and still we are not taking true real initiatives or preparing a table by rebelling, not the rebelling against just against Umar, but I'm talking about rebelling against the whole damn system. Why we are not at that level? Why are we such at a level where we can take so much of our energy and put it towards Umar motherfucking Johnson FDMG, but we can't take it to the goddamn system? What is wrong with us? That's why I don't stress the stress that y'all want me to stress when it comes to Umar Johnson. The reason why I don't be stressing the Umar Johnson situation is because I understand the whole bigger picture. We must take that same energy to the devil himself, because the devil has control of Umar Johnson. We got to cut the heads off the dragon, folks. This is spooky. I have something I wanted to play. There's a book that I had back in the days, and this is back in the 90s. And the funny thing about the book is that, you know what I'm saying, I heard of the book when I was in college. And then one of my family members obtained the book from one of his white friends. And I was like, see, one of his white friends he got the book from. He got two books from one of the white friends, and both books was books that I was looking for. One of the books was called Atlas Shrugged, and this one that we're going to review once I get out this car is Behold the Pale Horse. Write that shit down, because if anything happened to me, write that down. Get your minds right. Cooper was the writer of Behold the Pale Horse, and he's dead. They killed him because he gave up way too much information. When I was reading the book back then, I couldn't read all the whole book because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff was just like overwhelming. But now I wish I had the book right now so I could just truly read the book front and back to front, if I had the time to read the book, which I just want to read. I just want to read books. But it's disturbing where we at in this whole silent weaponry program they got us in. And it's scary to know that it's in full effect and that everything that this man said in the book is really happening, is a wave that's happening right now. And we don't know how serious it is. I mean, even if you do know how serious it is, you still don't know the magnitude because you are not following up on the level. You have kids. If you think sitting back watching Wendy Williams show to see who's going to be the next host is productive because you got EBT card and you got housing, you have kids. You are allowing the system to enslave them. We always say how slavery was going to happen. Yo, it's happening right before your eyes. Worldwide slavery is happening before your eyes, and you're playing games, and you have kids. That's the new message. You have kids. I don't care what's going on over there or over there, but you have kids. I don't care what he's doing or she doing. You have kids. What are you doing that got your children motivated enough that they are looking at the future and ready to prepare for the future? And they're like, Mommy, we can't do that. Mommy, we can't buy that. Mommy, we got to save. Once your children are speaking that talk, then you know you're doing your job. You have kids. Damn, this guy. Okay. It would be real nice if there's a person that can do something real nice for me. $IC Don 167. Dollar IC Don 167. That's letter I, letter C, letter DON 167. $ Icy Don 167. Because I'm speaking on the facts that you have kids. And ladies and gentlemen, these words need to be out there. See, back in the 60s, you had superhouse, powerhouse men like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, giant figureheads. You know what I'm saying? They come out to speak, and you know people coming out. Then you still had those elite groups that was just out there. You had the Stokeleys, you had the Eight Traps, you had the Freds, you had the Hueys. You had all different factions of motivational speakers out there. Then you still had lower levels and lower levels. Then you just had those people who just spoke up and spoke out, who needed to be at a higher level, but just was at their position that they was at because that's where they was planted. And that's me. But my words need to be heard. My words need to be heard in the millions. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's way later than what you think. And no one's talking about EBT is the problem right now. EBT is the problem. EBT caused the crisis. EBT was the crisis, folks. EBT game plan was to become the head of the household so it can now bankrupt itself. It's now the head of the household. Now it's bankrupting the households. It's deep. This crisis is bigger than what you think. It's to bankrupt their system, to have full control of their system, any and everyone who's part of their system. So if you're reliant on their system, let's look at our seniors. Once you're reliant on the system, you are on a fixed income from the system. You do what they want you to do if you are not strong enough to resist. I'll repeat that. Once you are part of a system, you would do what they want you to do, how they want you to do it, when they want you to do it, when you are on a fixed income, unless you're strong enough to resist. And many folks have been trained not to be strong enough, folks. It's way later than what you think. And if you have kids and you are not standing up and you're not speaking up on this crisis and you're not speaking up in a factual manner where you know what the problem is and you look in the mirror, you say, I am the problem. I'm gonna prove it. For those people out there who have not been working for 5, 10 years, but had the EBT card for 5, 10 years, how much money do you think you received on those cards? Free money. For all those people out there who've been living in a shelter that the system been providing for you, it's a shelter. See, because the word shelter is shelter. It means roof over your head. Whether it's a nice apartment, whether it's a project, whether it's a house, whether it's a duplex. But if the system has been paying for it, can you calculate how much money the system has spent on you? Folks, everyone who had the system spend money on you, I want you to sit back and you do the math and calculate how much money the system has been spending on you. You personally, your household. I remember a girl, was getting like $600 a month in stamps. She said it was time that she was getting like 1,000 and better. Like I say, that's the crisis, folks. Supply and demand. And what was one of the things that she bought so much of? Canned Pepsis. cases and cases and cases and cases of Pepsi. Pepsi. Okay, so let me go back. EBT, Federal Assistance Program, Government Assistance Program. It's a supplemental nutritional. It's a supplemental nutritional assistant program. It's a supplemental nutritional assistance program. And this chick was going to the store. Cases. No, not 6-pack cases. I'm talking about the 12, the 24, the whole thing that you can hold, and that just sitting all in the back seat of the car, back seat in the trunk. Yeah, I'm probably talking about you. I'm probably talking about you, and you. Nothing but soda, but it's a nutritional assistance program. When you go to the corner stores, I told you this before about it. For those who didn't catch that live, I'm gonna say it again. I went to the corner stores because I told you I designed the program for this crisis, and because it's nutritional food and we not getting nutritional food. I said, yo, dude. I was talking to Ak up in the store, like, yo, when these people come with these EBT cards and stuff like that, what's the main thing they really be buying? And he said junk food. Soda and junk food. Okay, folks, where we at? We must resist our lust for junk. Stop making the junk. I ain't gonna say junk food sellers. Yeah, I was gonna say stores. No, stop making the junk food sellers rich. I sell junk. Listen to me. I sell junk. I've been selling junk forever because I'm a junk drug dealer. A junk drug dealer. Not drunk, but a junk drug dealing is one of the best businesses to be in. Okay, folks? Junk drug dealing. Hey, Tina. How you do, babe? I'm going to repeat that one more time. When I was in school, and said that I wanted to become an entrepreneur when I was in elementary school, or junior high school, elementary or junior high, one of them. And then I always said I want to go into business. My dad was always in business. And then one of the jobs I got, I was working as a vendor at Shea Stadium, and then out there at the Coliseum. And then I'm selling snow cones and cotton candy and wood ice and hot dogs and popcorn and peanuts. And well, peanuts was good, but peanuts and pretzels and soda pop. And I was making bread at the age of 15. Then I came across this white guy who got a contract with these arenas, and we was his team. So we go to different arenas and we sell this shit, making this bread. I'm counting $500-$600 a night, $300 small nights. Not from my pockets, but that I'm bringing in. Me, my brother, and my 2 cousins. That was the team. Selling junk food dealers, drug dealers. Going to Florida, going to Chicago, going here, going there, going to Boston, going all over the place. We also sold lemonade. Lemonade was a hot seller. To be honest, lemonade was one of the best sellers. Okay, folks? Trying to get you somewhere. We sold junk all day. But lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is. Okay? I'll get more props and stunts than Bruce Willis. A poet like Langston Hughes, when I cruise, when I choose. Out on the expressway, lean to the side, I say suave. Anyway, shout out to my man Guru. Sorry I beat up your words, but you already know. Lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is. And I want you to understand lemonade is good for us. And back then, lemons was cheap. Getting 12 for $1. Now you can't find lemons for two for $1. And this is disgusting, folks, because what's really nutritional for us is not really part of the program. What's really truly nutritional for us is not part of the program. And they got us so trained and conditioned not to eat the nutritional stuff. And they don't put the nutritional stuff out there for us to see and to have on a daily basis, but they put the junk. So yeah, I'm gonna be a junk drug dealer until you guys can free me and get me on the right path. And I'll be like Malcolm and say, yeah, I was a drug dealer. I sold junk on the streets. Because the bottom line is they are trying to just kill us, okay, folks? And like my man Sticky Finger said, if they're going to get it from somebody, they might as well get it from me. That's how a lot of dope dealers feel, okay? That's why the dope game is so popular. And dope means any type of drug. I sell sugar. I sell that white powder. I sell that white powder. I sell sugar. Okay, folks? I'm a junk drug dealer until you guys get me where I need to be so I can lead us in the right path. I'm going to continue to junk drug deal so I've survived off the people's consumers' lust. And that's the system. And so once you understand the system, because you are your own system, you know how you control the system, then you understand the bigger picture. You say, yo, folks, it's something bigger than this right here. It ain't even about this little dollars, because this shit ain't making no sense. And I'm begging us to start waking up. And we must force, I'm gonna say it one last time, force nutritional product to be sold worldwide, especially during summertime. And what we need, for example, I'm in Philly and they got a lot of fruit carts. They have a lot of little fruit trucks all over the place selling fruits. All those fruit trucks should be mandated to accept EBT. Every single fruit seller must accept EBT. So if I want to get me one of those smoothies, I can pay with my EBT card. If I want to get me a fruit salad, I can pay with my EBT card. Now, I don't know if they have that. Y'all want to take a ride with me to pull up and see? I'll go pull up on one. I'll pull up on two and ask them, do they take EBT cards? Maybe I'll do a video. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that one. I don't feel like moving. Once I move from here, I wanted to go in the house and play the video, but I'm just so comfortable. I love my vehicle, man. I love this car. But P45, man, look, the bottom line is they're trying to kill us. And what are we doing to resist, rebel, to fight this war? Like you said, they are trying to kill. You understand that word, kill? And like I said, there's a silent war going on. There's silent weapons that they're putting in place for us because there's an economic war. And they doing shock testing. It's not but shock testing. They are shock testing us like we fucking some monkeys. Now, oh yeah, monkeypox. Look at the black people here, monkeypox. Ooh, look at his paw. Look at his monkey paws. But they doing shock testing all over the place. We're nothing but lab rats. The household, every single household, every single consumer who have a phone is a lab rat for how you can become more of a consumer. So they can keep you in a level where if you're not rich, if you're not wealthy, you just either surviving or you just here. And for those people who are just here, they keep for all those people who are really just here, they keep the economy of the prison world going. Those people who are just in a state of like, it is what it is, they allow the prison system to work because they're the ones who hold more anger and hatred and deceit and jealousy, wickedness. The ones who's like, it is what it is. And so those are the ones that keep that economy going, the prison economy. So now you have two different. Now you have two economies working together, because as long as you can have people in a certain mind state, and then you also have them in a certain economic state, then you have this prison state working, making tons of money because you have tons of people in that world that people forget about. And then you have the people just surviving in this world, keeping this world flowing, because they have failing to realize that it's a war on you. It's a war on your mind. And as long as you are sitting back saying it is what it is, you are allowing the devil to win, because you're allowing more evil to flow into the system. And the more evil that's in the system, the more they have to allocate towards that evil, which takes away from the good, the goods and services for the good people, for the deserving people. For example, how many people hate? How many people be out in the park with your kids? Because remember, you have kids, and you in the park with your kids. If you're a good person, good parent, you take your kids to the park. Take your kids to the park if you got kids. This is gonna be a nice Memorial weekend. Take your kids to the damn park. Do something with your kids this weekend, folks. Look, I don't have no kids. I don't have no kids. I don't have no family out here. But look, I bought me a $15. Do something with your damn kids. This is real man. I bought me a $15 little grill. Okay, folks? Stop playing, niggas. I don't know why I don't have a family and kids. I would be the man. Okay, folks? I bought me a $15 little grill, and I'm gonna barbecue that bitch. Okay, folks? Excuse my language. But I want you to understand, do something with your kids. I don't want to get too much off my train of thought. Who was I just talking about? Somebody rewind me. Do something with your kids. Because as long I'm way off the topic, because I can't remember where I was at, because I just threw myself off, because I'm like, yeah, you just bought a grill. And we got these parks. Okay, yeah. How many people are so pissed off with these parks? Because you're out there with your kids and you got daughters and you got to use the bathroom, but they have no bathrooms. It's disturbing to see all these parks out here in Philly with no bathrooms. And then they would say because homeless people. They not the majority. They the minority. There's not that many homeless people that's out there terrorizing society, where you can't have bathrooms for the majority of the people, the tax-paying people. So my whole point is, we need resistance. We need people to wake up and fight. You can't just keep allowing things just to be. If you just keep allowing things to be because they say the result is, if we did this is because of that, then we will never get the right results. And so because we have so many of those people who are so focused on it is what it is and what can we do, and those weak-minded motherfuckers who serving demons, those people serving demons. Okay? Don't ever think that I'm a weak talker. I mean, every time I talk, it's always about that. People who always mimic those words of "it is what it is," "what can we do," those are demonic souls. Those are not God-fearing people, because you know what you have to do. You have to crush the head of the demon. Period. Thanks, G. Appreciate you. This is very important. This is more important than we can imagine. Because once we understand where we at, because once again, like I say, you have kids. You have kids, folks. If we're not preparing now for the future, we are already slaves. We got to already look at ourselves as what kind of slave I'm going to be. That's what you should be thinking right now. If you're not going to do nothing, you got to decide what kind of slave you're going to be, and you got to prepare for your death. Because where we at right now is that our households are in full control by a system that's designed to bankrupt the households, because the households represents a great part of the wealth of the business structure of this corporation. And when you have more households not working, then you can have a stronger society of demon serving people, because they go with this a spell of "it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Fuck you." All those negative language and rhetoric that comes from that society. It's a way you train the households. It's a secret. It's a silent weapon. And mind control consists of what you put out there on these waves, the media. It's a crisis we in, folks. And once you understand the full breakdown and you can put everything together, you see how your television, your cable makes you become a consumer for food. It makes you shop. It makes you spend money. The more you sit there and watch TV, the more you want to eat, the more you want to drink, the more you spend. And then once you spend up all the free money, you frustrated because you don't have the money, and then you either go find a way to get the money, which ain't gonna be the right way, or you're just so stressed out that you just have nothing but negative energy, and then you go just be negative towards your family and household because you look at them as being the problem. It's a crisis. I really did want to do this video live in the house with my laptop, because there's a video I wanted to play, but I will continue. I'll do this part 2, because this is something like Giovanna White Girl Magic said, you know what I'm saying? This is very important. And I believe so too. That's what made me do this video. Whenever I do videos, is because I feel something is important to be said. I have something else important to be said, which is also about something else. But we must keep focus on this, because there's so many things that's important to be said that we might get everything tangled up. But with this crisis, it's a spider web that we all entangled in. And it's different layers of the spider web, folks, all the way to the middle. It's a perfectly neat, strategic spider web that got us all in. And I'm trying to tell you, I don't want to be in the spider web. I refuse to be in the spider web. So what type of slave I will be? I'll be the dead one. What type of slave you would be? Don would be the dead one. Ask yourself now. Giovanna White Girl Magic says, "Oh, I ain't see what put. Oh yeah, they trying to kill us. Okay, I agree. Why are Democrats so gung ho for helping Ukraine? Because war is war, and war brings wealth. So it's not about helping Ukraine. It's just about helping that economic wave. You understand what I'm saying? War brings money to economies. War gets money for governments. So if we out there saying we helping Ukraine people, if we say we out there helping Ukraine people, no, we just out there jumping in the war to be part, so we can get some of this funding. Because remember, the government got trillions of dollars for war. That's all it's about. It's just about the money. It ain't about helping them. So yeah, that's why they gun ho for that. When we need all those billions, yeah. The Ukraine people are not getting most that. I'm not reading your. When I'm talking, I'm just talking, stopping, and pausing. Okay, so I'm just finishing the rate. Same thing. You be saying same thing? Yes, yes. They ain't getting none of that bread. It's about war. It's about power. It's about this government getting control over there in Ukraine and in Russia. We gotta go to all those board games like Risk, that board game Risk, and all those board games on Battleship. Just all those different type of war games and understand it, the strategic, the cards and what they really mean. Because this game of life is really a war. It's a battle of humanity. And how many people really want to survive this economic shockwave? As long as non-productive people have a roof over their head, they truly don't care. And when you have people who got a roof over their head and don't care, they really, really are the problems that we must reach out to and get to become solutions. Because once they the rebels as well. And once we can get them to understand that you are the rebels because you are in the house, you ain't doing shit. That is a sign of being a rebel. So, folks, the household is very important because it holds most of the rebels. They just have to realize that they are revolutionaries and they must come outside and they must get involved and they must do. So don't think that the household just consists of dead weight. The household consists of a lot of lost weight, weight that must be picked up. That's why I put together Project Pick Me Up, folks. Looking at young girl coming out the baby. That shit makes me sick to my stomach seeing children nowadays. With young girls, it makes me sick to my stomach. I have no happiness for it. I just feel sad for the baby. I feel like what was that movie? Menace to Society. I feel bad for your mama. I feel bad for your mother. What you say about my mother? What movie was that? I think it was Menace. I feel sorry for your mother. And then I looked at the mother of the girl, like, damn, I feel sorry for your grandmother. These chicks was out there fighting like 3 days straight. So what I'm saying is like this crisis is big. And the only way we're going to get it to reverse is once we fight ourselves. We must battle ourselves, battle the demons from within. Once we can battle the demons from within, then we can make those changes. Yo, so this is so this war is a stage. Like for real, folks. I'm me personally. I mean, I'm such a conspiracy type of dude. I already told you guys we was going to go to war before the war happened. I said that. I said, look at the year we going into. I said we going into the year 222, and it's 3 2s, and I said 666. I said the devil gonna show his face. So you tell me right now the devil's showing his face, and we must see it. You say it's a fake war, fake ass war. Hey, she said Amazon has food survival kits. Lately, I'm heading towards liberation. See, it's not lately. You have no. It's either you really realize you have no choice. You know what I'm saying, or you're sitting back and you just procrastinate with time. And that's what most people are doing. They procrastinate with time, including myself. Including myself. And this one crushes my soul because I know I don't have time to procrastinate. I done procrastinated 20 years already. I did some Rip Van Winkle shit. I done procrastinated 20 years already. There's no more time to procrastinate. It's time for liberation. Nah, I don't watch that. I don't watch a lot of stuff. Alex Jones. I've seen a lot of little Alex Jones stuff. Not a lot, but you know, enough. But this was back in the days. I haven't seen too much of his stuff lately, but I used to see some of his stuff. Alex Jones is you know, he was out there, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. He spent 20 years strong of his life trying to liberate the people and get the people to wake the fuck up. But as long as you have people battling him and making him seem like he's a weirdo, that's what the people gonna go with. And that just so the people go with what's easier for them not to do something. So if you say he's a weirdo, even though he making sense, it's easy for you to say he's a weirdo as opposed to follow his lead of what he making sense about and doing something yourself. So that's the sad thing about this whole world, that it's so easy for us not to do what we know we need to do. It's easy for us just to follow fake news. Can't afford them. It's a business. Once you understand what it is, you will understand what it is. And when you before you have a child, you must know, can I afford this child? It's like buying a pair of sneakers. If you ain't got a job, you know you can't get no $400 pair of Jordans. And so if you know that you don't have, like, I look, that's what makes me say, what makes me sick about this is like, child, you know that you don't have a job, you don't have a real man, he don't have no work. The house that you're living in is really a little shelter for you. Like, what are we doing? Popping babies, becoming part of the crisis. And that's what I'm saying. As long as we are living in the world where we like, well, what am I gonna do? It is what it is. I'm in the house. What you doing, shorty? Come through. Boom, 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 bam. Oh shit, fucked up. Because we have nothing but time to make babies, as opposed to being part of the revolution and liberate the people and getting and being employed or being self-employed. It's easier to do the lesser, which is to go in the house and just be part of the system, pop babies, become part of the crisis. And then your babies are demonic because they are being raised by the television and the radio. Libertarian? Well, I'm thinking about liberation and freedom and all this other shit. Libertarian? The bottom line is, who wants freedom? Who wants freedom from being an economic slave? The bottom line is, who wants their children to be in the world where the best, how many people, like, Magic Girl says she's like 50. So remember gas was 79 cents. How many people would like to see the gas price go back to $1.50? How can we make that happen? And that should be our quest for our children, to get back to where it used to be, but yet and still we making more money. Therefore, lifestyles is much greater, and poverty be. We must focus on erasing the word poverty from our children's vocabulary. Our children must not know ghetto. Our children must not know poor, impoverished. That should be our focus. Changing the vocab and deleting words from our children's minds. The words that's not needed, because we don't need to live in a world where we have poverty. We don't need to live in a world of impoverished living, ghetto, the hood. That has to be the thing of the past. Just like picking cotton, that has to become the thing of the past. And neighborhoods and good quality of life must now become the thing of the future. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much for us to want? I'm curious as to how this is going to play out. It's a class war. The super rich versus the rest of us. It's no longer green against purple or R against the Republicans, Democrats. Nah, it's not. It's really about wiping out. It's about really genocide. It's wiping out a whole class of people. And rightfully so. I'm gonna say that shit again. Rightfully so. It's about wiping out the mindset of those people. And if they go, if they go with the same mindset that they have, then they must go. See, you must get rid of the poor mindset. That's what I'm saying. You must get rid of the poor mindset. Once you can get rid of that poor state of mind, then you have quality people. But if they want to keep the poor state of mind and have that mindset, you must get rid of the mindset, which means you get rid of the people as well. Or you have full control of the people with something else. And that's what they're about to do, folks. They ain't just going to erase that many people. It's going to stink. They're going to have different type of control over a certain group of people. It's going to be millions, hundreds of millions. Mind control is deep, folks. It's fucking scary. Because I look around me and I always feel like I'm outnumbered. I always feel like I'm the minority amongst the people. And so when I do come across a person who has their eyes open, I really feel happy and comfortable. And be like, okay, I got soldier here. Even if it's a female, I got soldier here. Even if it's a kid, I say I got soldier here. Yeah, I remember 89 cent. I remember when they went to 99 cent, that's when it got expensive to me. I was like, whoa, whoa, 99 cent. This shit gonna be $1 soon. I was driving, I had my first car in 1992. Was it 92? Yep. I had my first car in 1992. I went to an auction to buy the car at the auction, and they ended the auction. I didn't get a car. I was like, damn, yo, I wanted to get a car. They say, I mean, what you got? What you want to spend? I said, yo, man, I had this. I said, I wanted to get me a car from the auction. I came here, you guys ain't selling nothing. He said, yo, come with me to the back. He said, I went to the back. He showed me a couple cars. I bought my car for 1,200. So I bought the car at the auction. I ain't even bid. I just bought it. So at the age of 18, I bought my first car at an auction, and I didn't bid with nobody. I just went to the back and bought my shit. Now you say $1,200 at the auction was a lot of money. At the time, I was like, damn, I felt I spent too much because I'm like, I'm at an auction. But it was just the fact that nothing really came across for the budget I had, and then he just allowed me to go to the back afterwards and pick my own car. So I thought that was dope. That was royalty, okay, folks. I have to sit back and look at my life and the things that was given to me, the blessings that was given to me to show me, no, son, you were different. You in a different class. You in a different breed of yourself. Even sleeping in the school, the FDMG school, nobody else will be able to really truly do what I do. I'm always in a different league. I'm in the league of my own. And it's important for me to do the job that has been given to me, which is a blessing. And I have to stop looking at a curse. So thank you for listening to me. as we talk about this food crisis. We kicked it about the EBT. I spoke to you about a book, Behold the Pale Horse. On part two, I'm going to go into a little bit of the Michael Cooper's book, and we're going to go into a little bit of the story of Michael Cooper and a little bit more detail of what happened to him, the cause of his death. Because, ladies and gentlemen, people write things for reasons. They put books out there for reasons. They give you information for reasons, and it's for us to take this information and run with it. But right now, we must not run with it. We must huddle up. So this information that we're going to drop and talk about, we're going to huddle up, because this is talk about the crisis that we are living in now. We are in a crisis that right now, folks, I don't think you understand that. It's 2022. With our next presidential election, it's not going to be a smooth sailing one. It's going to be, we're going to be seeing some rocks and roads. We already see what the price of gas is. We're going to see some rocks and roads. And we as a people must demand the next president drop all this shit down. We must, this must be across the world. We have 2 years for this next presidency to make these candidates who's running talk about our issues. They must truly talk about our issues. You understand what I'm saying? Once they start speaking our issues, and we know they talking about what we talk about and what we spoke on, we know they talking about us. Then we know that we have a voice. And I ain't just talk about, I'm talking about the entire election must be about us. This next election, it ain't about no fucking fracking. Ain't about this. Ain't even fuck about the Ukraine war. This next election is 1000% about us. Like this next election, I want this election. Okay, I'm putting the words out first. I want this next election to be about us, period. Meaning that all debates be about what the people want them to debate about. Everything about this election comes from the people. That's what this election is about. Same way you cast your vote for American Idol and all this shit. That's why we doing this fucking election. We voting before the vote on this election. What you mean voting before the vote? We voting for any and every topic that they will be discussing throughout this entire election. We must vote on it. We must vote on the issues. You understand what I'm saying? That's power. If you can have all these award shows out there, if you can have all these music shows and all these dance shows out there, and this is the way it is, like I say, I came up with some shit years over almost 2 decades ago. And I'm talking about shit right now, some old stuff. And I'm telling you that the only real election is the election of the people. And because we have this type of technology, we must have a election app made. Yep, I'm dropping a gigantic bomb. And on this app, you put in everything that you want them to discuss. They will tally it up, and that will be the election, the people's election. Folks, get your minds right, get serious, because you have kids. Their job in manufactured virus didn't work as planned. No, it's not, nothing the devil is going to do will work 100%, folks. Okay, nothing the devil will do and could do will work 100%. It will just work for the amount of time we allow it, but it never works 100%. We resisted that virus shit. We took too fucking long for you guys. Took you guys a little too long for me. But we resisted. We fought back. We said, nah, enough is enough. And it really wasn't America. It was all those other damn countries. That's what they respect. Malcolm already said it. He said, brute respects brute. So they come to your door with guns, you meet them at the door with guns. A wolf respect a wolf. He ain't gonna respect the sheep. The wolf will respect the sheep herder. I'm a sheep herder. A wolf respect the wolf. A wolf don't respect the sheep. A wolf respect the sheep herder. I am a sheep herder. I'm a shepherd. I'm going to make sure that the sheep, the cattle gets where they need to go. Black man rise, original rebel. Bill Cooper, yeah. Even when I was saying Michael Cooper, I was like, damn, is that his name? I think Michael Cooper. I said, isn't that the basketball player? Yeah, thanks, Bill. William Cooper. Yeah, William. Yeah, Bill. Yep, 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 yep. Good looks, Tina. I was sitting back saying to myself, Michael Cooper don't sound right. But yeah, we're gonna go inside. We're gonna check that out. I might just do that now. It's still early, right? I got some time. Let's see. Just because Tina knows who I'm talking about, I'm gonna go pull it up. Once again, my little personal grill, $15, family dollar. Go holler. I'm gonna pull up, and that's also gonna be my hustle grill. 19%. Okay, we 19%. All right, I'm going to go in the cribbo. I'm going to pull up the video. Well, it's not the video, it's the person reading the book. So I'm reading the book right now, folks. But the person's reading the book for me, which is cool. Because like I said, it was really hard for me to read the book at the time and just follow 100% what the hell they was talking about on everything. But as I follow this now, I kind of can stop it and listen and check out what the hell he's talking about. So it's cool. I didn't have keys to the crib for a whole year. I finally got keys. For the whole year. Yeah, so we about to go to the laptop, pull up this video. I'm on live. Yeah. No. Okay. Go to my little room. Go to my laptop. And we're going to pull this up. This one of my flyers. I don't know if you saw it, but who cares? Okay, folks, this is very important. I'm going to pull this video up. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes of his dialogue. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to listen to this man read this book, this little portion of the book, because this what made me do this live, okay? This is what made me do this live. I did this live because I was, I said, oh, shoot, they go Behold the Pale Horse, so I'm going to listen to the book. And then as I'm listening, I said, oh, man, I got it. Excuse me. I was like, I have an obligation. I have a duty to do it live, to discuss this. And I said, this is my new topic, Behold the Pale Horse, okay, folks? Because this is where we at. Salute to Bill Cooper. Shout out to Tina, who's remaining in the house with me, being the true mod, keeping me on point. That's why I fucks with you. Now I'm gonna try and pull up this. I thought I had it lined up already, but some reason, every time I try and do shit, it don't be like that. It says not responding. Didn't it do that to me last time? Didn't you do that to me last time? What pissed me off when I went live? So anyway, let me go back to my Oh my God, where are you? No, I'm not in San Francisco. I'm in Philly. I'm in Philly. Which book you talk about, Tina? You talk about the Behold the Pale Horse? Well, I guess so, because I mean I don't know who else is talking about books. So yeah, it was an awesome book. You read the whole thing? Disappeared. That's how I know Alex Jones. It was one of them. Who? One of who? I don't be keeping up all the time with the chat, so I'm kind of behind, baby. Yo, what's up, my laptop? I left my comfortable car to come in the crib to get on this laptop. Come on, baby, come on up. Really? This is crazy. It's not doing nothing. It's not doing nothing. I mean, it's really making me sad once again. And I was just on it right before I came out. I had it queued up. Okay, it's coming up slowly. All right, stupid laptop. So now, when it comes to that book, well, y'all talking yourself. All right, so yeah, when it comes to that book, they was talking about, you talked about so much stuff in that book, from the aliens to the presidents. Which president was, dealt with the aliens? He gave so much information, like, but the information I'm even talking about was still light information. Because when we talk about chemical warfare and we talk about economic warfare, that's something that just goes over everyone's head. Let me show you my laptop. So it just shut off by itself. Like, when people ask me about my life, I really be thinking they be on me. Who's they? The waves. You know what I'm saying? The electric waves. Because I said, let me go in the crib and I'm going to do this. Laptop to shut off 100%. I can't be serious. It's bananas. That's crazy. Crazy shit I just seen. But right now, I'm going to get it on, folks. Sorry for the little technical difficulty, but I'm going to get it to work. I ain't going to let it beat me this time. I let it beat me last time. That shit made me hot and sweaty. It's up. Told you I wasn't going to let it beat me this time. Not this time. Not today. But we got it up. Oh, shit. Let me go to StreamYard. Okay, so I'm going to go to my StreamYard on my laptop. That means I'm going to have to disconnect from here and go to that. And then I'm going to pull up the other, the book. I'm going to go to the part that I was listening to that made me say, oh, I got to do it live. And I just want you guys to, give me some of your feedback and input on that, because it's so vital. I always knew that book was going to be vital to the future, because I had a tape. I told y'all when I was in school, we had this tape. It was 1995. It was 1995. I was in college, I think. And we were sitting, maybe 96. And we were sitting in my man's dorm listening to the tape. It was a tape of Illuminati and the game plans, because his father was a Mason, and they used to have a lot of meetings. And so they was having this meeting with the Illuminati group leader. One person who came and was speaking off because they exited the Illuminati and was speaking. There was a top elite person. So we was listening to these tapes. So just coming across this book after having the tape, I was just getting information overload, folks. And I just need you all to know that, like Tina said, it was a great book for those people who into stuff like that. It's a great book. If you are really into wanting to know and you are interested in what people are talking about, it's beyond a great book. All right, folks. And like I said, I didn't even finish the book. I didn't even get through the whole book because I was like, it's too much, and I was already on it. So when I came across the book, it was like 1997, 90, something like that. But I was already on it to a point where I already had information overload, and I wanted to fight everything in the world when it came to the system. Okay. So just reading that book was just making me more mad and more mad. Like, yo, this is crazy. Like, yo, this is like real crazy. And sometimes you can't get too much information for people like, that. It's just too much. Umar Johnson's one who, I think he got too much information, but he has also a demonic soul. So that demonic soul forces him to do the wrong thing with the information that he gets. See, some people get information and they do the wrong thing with the information. You feel me? No account exists with that. Oh, okay. I'm still trying to get in the stream, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, they about to send me my code. Let me check it out. Y'all girls having your own conversation. That's cool. I mean, the Democratic Party was always a party that I never really trusted. I was like, you always just say, you be like, yeah, I'm Democrat. I'm Democrat because it's like safe. It's like saying, oh, I don't trust. It's like people saying, oh, I don't support Trump. So they felt safe to say that. But is it necessarily right? So me saying I was a Democrat, I never, that's really telling the truth, because I wasn't even voting when I said it. You know what I'm saying? So I would even say if I would vote, I'll probably vote Democrat. But I remember I came across this black dude in church, and he said he was a conservative. He said he's a Republican, and he really broke it down to me and made me start looking at politics so openly. I Democrats always like the Democrats the one who truly have to prove a real point that makes me say, all right, fuck with them. And that's for real. That's why Obama, once he rainbowed the flag, it was like a wrap, because I already knew that was a sign for man himself that he had no part in the society. So I mean, Democrats, for me, don't really necessarily care about me as a man and a black man. So that's where I look at it. Now, where the hell's my code? I don't see my access code. Hold on, folks. Where my access code? 1984. Who is that by? All right, folks. So there you go. Thanks, G. So we're gonna go into these two books. And this Negro Tina said, "Oh, that was another good one." So you read that too? All right. So with that being said, we got Behold. We have Behold the Pale Horse that we're gonna look into. That's what we're checking out right now. We're gonna log into that for a little bit, and then we're gonna go into 1984. Okay. 1984. We're gonna check these two books out because, like I said, the only way we're gonna save ourselves is to know what we're fighting and know how to battle this shit. And the first stage of this battle is to fight yourself. The first stage of this battle, of this war, is to fight yourself. You must battle yourself, battle the demons in yourself, so that we can be able to resist all obstacles that come in front of us. Y'all gotta get this damn code, but they ain't sent it. I don't know why they didn't send it. Let me do it again. I'm gonna log in and say, please check your email. We sent the login code to my email. Oh, I know why, because I'm not logged into that one. All right, hold on 1 second, folks, please. All right, so I'm logged in. I'm about to get out of here because I'm about to enter the studio right here. So I'm entering the studio. Let me get everything situated first because I got to bring up the book first. So let me enter the studio. Into the studio. Why am I showing this stuff? Let me share this shit. Let me add it. This is a lot of work, folks. This is a lot of work, okay? That's why it's important to have staff on this shit to really be strong. Or just to be on it. I wasn't on it. I just seen this and I decided to do it live. So that's how I be doing my lives. Behold the Pale Horse, right? I was so happy to see this on. What is it called? Yeah. Oh, come on, man. What was it called? Hold on, folks. I gotta go back and find exactly what it said that pulled up because hold on, let me go, let me scroll down. Oh, here you go. Wait, is that it? No. Book. Let me put the book. Come on. I'm sorry, I didn't have this lined up. This is bullshit. It should have been came up though. All right, so let me go back out and come back in. Behold. Behold a pale horse. I think I got it now. Full audio. Is this it? I'll try this right here. No, because it should say 11 hours on my phone. It only say 2.5 hours on this shit. I was 11 hours on my phone, but 2.5 on there. I'm gonna try it anyway.
And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Public education and state-operated child tell him of the world. Belief in a plan to reshape the social system of the world by first taking control of individual countries one by one and the belief that after reaching the fourth degree, one could communicate directly with the unknown supervisor who had imparted knowledge to initiates throughout the ages.
All right, hold on, folks. Because this
and
ain't
intellectual decision makers of Western Europe, North America, and Japan. This enterprise is a private agency that works to build up political and economic cooperation among the three regions. Its grand design, which it no longer hides, is a new world order.
All right. You know what? I'm going to have to pause because that's not the video that I want to read, because that's actually him talking. I know his voice. That's actually him talking. And so that's him reading the book. The one I was listening to was someone else reading. And so the timelines is different. So there was a timeline I had, and the timeline was like at it was at 30 minutes in that he was talking about something I wanted you guys to hear. But as I'm listening to William Cooper read the book, I need to just listen to this one as well, because he's already at the New World Order. We 30 minutes in, so it's two different readings, two different talkings. But the first one, I guess he was talking a little bit more about whatever before he started reading the book. So I'm going to take this for part 2, because I'm going to have it lined up, because this is going to be very interesting. And I'm going to take a look at 1984 so that we can set that up too, folks. I want to set that up real nice, because, you know, these are books that y'all interested in. You say it was good. And so we're going to check it out, especially if it has some intel to what's going on right now. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are at a war. We are at a major war. And without us really being educated properly so we can fight this war, we're going to lose. We're going to keep losing these battles. We've been losing too many battles. Okay, we've been losing a lot of soldiers in the battles, a lot of soldiers that could have been really strong generals in this war. For example, Nipsey Hussle. We wasted too much time where we didn't really do the things we were supposed to be doing with our soldiers as they're alive. Tupac. We didn't do the things that we need to do with our soldiers when they was alive. We must all become the generals in our hearts that we must be for our households. We must lead for our households. It's way later than what we think. The time clock has struck 12. What are we going to do to provide for our kingdoms? It's later than what we think. So like I say, we're going to check up. Let me just let my man talk a little bit more, because I'm going to see where he's at right there, just because I came in here. Let me set this up a little bit more.
A key to the danger presented by the Trilateral Commission is its seminal piece, written for them by Harvard professor Samuel P. Huntington in the mid-70s. In the paper, Professor Huntington recommended that democracy and economic development be discarded as outdated ideas. He wrote the following as co-author of the book Crises in Democracy. We have come to recognize that there are potential desirable limits to economic growth. There are also potentially desirable limits to the indefinite extension of political democracy. A government which lacks authority will have little ability short of cataclysmic crises to impose on its people the sacrifices which may be necessary.
I'm going to pause right there. I pause right there for 1 second because I'm about to pull this up for you, because I got it on. Let me just go back to StreamYard. Let me share this right here. Let me share this video because I got it there already. Oops, cancel that. I gotta go to what I gotta go to? Share and I forgot what it was. I haven't been on this so long, it's so crazy. How the fuck do you do this? Sorry, folks, I done forgot how to do it. Tina, how to share the screen again? I'm going to share video file. Okay, video file, that's right.
Is it video file? No, it's not the video file. Share screen, camera slides. What the hell is it? Ain't no slides. Folks, I haven't been on here so long. I don't know what to press for share. Does it say share screen, which I'm trying to do? Some screens let you share audio. Okay, I want to share this. Share screen. This is bullshit, man. Okay, I see. Windows. I got it, folks. I figured it out. I'm silly Willy. My bad.
Look at the Council on Foreign Relations. Many members, in fact, the majority, never serve on the executive committees. They never go through any initiation of any kind. They are, in fact, the power base and are used to gain a consensus of opinion. The majority are not really members, but are made to feel as if they are. In reality,
I'm about to leave this because I'm about to go to the other one. So I'm about to leave this right here.
The executive committee is an inner core of
and I'm gonna be
hopefully
I'm on now.
members
Yeah, I'm live
of a
now, so
secret society
let me end
called
this
the
live.
Order of